are the people who never spoke condemning the Nigerian state massacre, condemning the Nigerian state terrorism against their own people. Like you just hear somebody saying that they killed in Enugu state, they came with the military, the Igwe of one place has been killed, and they will come back in the evening as a terrorist, without uniform, and they killed. You can never see them make such, make comment in condemnation of those kind of actions by the Nigerian state. But when I appear on their space, instead of them to have the opportunity to ask me difficult questions and questions that could also liberate them from the mental slavery, you see them saying, you are killing people in the Southeast. Stop the sit at home. Stop the sit at home. They do not understand that something actually led to the sit at home. That because when we want to protest in the street, just like you as a witness in Lekki Tollgate massacre, wouldn't you have preferred sitting at home than going to Lekki Tollgate to risk your life? That is the point. That is the reason we adopt this civil disobedience. Because each time you go to the street, Nigeria security agents, which is known as Nigeria Terrorist Organization by the Biafra government, will shoot you and kill you because they don't value the Nigeria flag. They don't value you as a human just for rising up and picking up courage to protest that something is wrong. They kill you because it is not about the Nigeria as a nation. It's about some interest they are protecting. And that interest is what is manifesting today. Muslim ticket, all geared to the Islamic State of Nigeria. So I am ready to always, go to spaces, even uninvited. Like I said, that's one you saw me, I was not invited. I just came in there because I saw that they were just being misinformed. They are misleading people, and I needed to correct some things. But you see, they were insulting themselves, thinking they're insulting me. So I had to leave. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister, I believe you know something about a man called Dr. David Masanga. Dr. David Masanga played a major role during the days of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is also a very powerful Twitter host. So I don't know, talking about these people that have different divergent views about what you're doing, maybe if there's a way you could get across to Dr. David Masanga, who hosts spaces, especially that has to do with Pan-Africa and the freedom of African people. I guess that could be a neutral ground where there will be a very meaningful conversation, so that because a lot of people want to really join forces with you, because it's very clear that Igbos in Nigeria especially are being terribly marginalized and emasculated. So Dr. David Masanga could be a very, very reputable platform where we could bring in different opinions, and these things can be, properly addressed. I don't know if you can work with Dr. David Masanga to get this.
Yes, thank you very much. As a matter of fact, yes, thank you very much. As a matter of fact, I have been on David Masanga's platform for a very, very long time, but of course not on Twitter space or X space. It was rather on Pan-African Conference. I have been participating in that Pan-African conference and debate far back as 2020. But after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB Nigeria attacked him just because he was giving me that platform. They attacked him and accused him of being part of the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the innocent man decided to respect himself and just decide not to talk about Biafra. I think maybe that was the reason. But today, I believe his eye will be very clear that the people who were actually attacking him were those who were behind the ordeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they wanted to cut every currency, every current that was, coming to see the continued liberation of Biafra. They wanted to cut everything off. So today, those who did not see at that time will be able to see now to know who the enemy, who the enemies are. So yes, you will see me in Masanga's platform. I didn't know that he is hosting a Twitter space. So the media team, people can work on that. We will always be there to address concerns of everybody. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Citizen.
PM,
Thank you
for
very
the
much.
privilege of speaking to you. I'm going to do the mic. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Citizen. Thank you very much. And everyone on the platform, you can see that our PM is ready to engage. If you have meaningful questions and meaningful engagement, like Citizen just did, like the other, charisma brother, even though he was, one Nigerian needs, when you saw him, he was sensible, and the PM was ready to answer him. Please, I would also love some of you to come up with your questions and then engage the PM of the Biafra Republic government, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Ndubisi Kevin, if you have a solid network, please grab the microphone. You have 60 seconds to do that. Ndubisi Kevin, Mazi, as much as I thought I knew, your network might be troublesome.
Hello.
Are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Good
go ahead,
evening,
please.
good evening. Vam, vam, vam. Onye eziokwu. Ekele m onye ọbụla n'ebe a. I greet you all, Biafra. Israel is not our friend. Israel, they are our brothers. Defending Israel is a task for everyone. So we must do everything to support Israel because they are brothers. Mr. Prime Minister, I have one question that is bothering me for so long, and it's a kind of a concern. I want you to update me. During the 1967 to 70 Biafra Declaration by Ojukwu, there were 5 countries that recognized us officially. Sorry, my tone is very low.
Go ahead. 5 countries that recognize us. Go ahead.
So I want to ask, after our declaration on December 2, 2024, are those countries that recognize us still going to be valid, or are they still going to renew their recognition to Biafra after that? So this is my question.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard him very clearly, or should I?
Yes, thank you very much. The country that recognized Biafra during the 1967 to 70, the recognition has not been withdrawn. So now we see that the recognition of Biafra is still valid and not withdrawn. So even though they have not issued any official statement as to the Biafra of today that we are restoring, so once Biafra is restored on December 2nd, it is official that that particular recognition, which was not withdrawn, has been restored as well. So we have also activated seeking the diplomatic relation with those countries and seeking the recognition, again, of the government. The recognition we are seeking with them is different from the recognition we seek from other states. The recognition is for them to understand that the Biafra Republic government in Nigeria is the only authentic and legal entity that represent the interests of Biafra people. So it is the restoration of that particular Biafra that was recognized by them will be restored on the 2nd of December. And then the diplomatic tussle will start from there. So we are not moved, and we are very, very optimistic that so long as the recognition has not been withdrawn anywhere, it is still valid, and we see that the recognition is still intact. For December 2nd, we will activate every diplomatic channel to make sure that the treaties and the relation with those countries will start. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Matthew.
And in addition to the answer I've given you, just to make sure that we activate this particular diplomatic move, we have already started a process of filing application at the African Union, at the African Court in Banjul for the reparation to Biafra. This is the first time we're going to do that, and that will also give some kind of legitimacy to the Biafra government. You know, a lot of things are happening that we have not informed Biafra yet, but as time goes on, you know, those things will be made public. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PM. Mazi Kevin, I'm sure you are well inundated with that. Thank you so much. And I will move with speed because I know our PM has spent a long time here, and the Biafrans that are here, and the friends of Biafrans, and those that want to ask the PM, you have the chance to do that now that he is available. Mazi Onyeka Chuku, please grab the microphone. You've got 60 seconds.
Thank you,
to do that.
everyone. On number Sholo 1, the Anonkan Kampi. Abatobie, greetings, my Prime Minister. You are great. Thank you for your good work, sir. More grace to you, sir. So I want to, when we are talking about the killings of Nigeria terrorists in uniform in Biafra land, I just want people to remind people that they engage in harvesting organ of our people. Please, this one is rampant. This is what Abakere did. Harvest organs of Biafrans. In many barracks today, they have a store fridge where they keep organs of Biafra. The Nigerian politicians reached agreement with the Gate Foundation to sell the organ. I want you to throw light on this so that they will know the crime they commit against our people, which media is not reporting. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Don't know if our PM wants to respond to that while we wait. We want Mazi Simon Ekpa Akos. Mazi Simon Ekpa Akos, please grab the mic. You've got 60 seconds.
Wow. Good evening, everybody. Raf, good evening. My able Prime Minister, good evening. I really appreciate this opportunity to just talk to our Prime Minister. Prime Minister, please, I just want to thank you for two things. The first one, hello, okay. I think you can hear me, Raf.
Go ahead, your voice is coming out.
All right. So I want to thank you, Prime Minister, because like the Yorubas we say, Taba fiowo tumbomo wi, ama fiowo usi famora. So what that means
What
is
does that mean?
when you beat a child, when you beat a child with your right hand, you will console him and drag him to yourself with love with your left hand. That is what that means. And it's just a parable. A parable in the sense that I was afraid when I heard what Enugu people, issues or Uzowane and their stubbornness that led to the massacre of a lot of people, which they thought that the deception of their Oluwole certificate forger could give them, the security could give them, and all those that have been championing how to grab their land and try to bring in those killers into their midst. So they believe so much in those deception, and they were dealt with. Now, I became afraid when I heard you saying that you can, like that side we say, oh man, you same. So I joined the voice of those that begged. Believe you me, I loved what you did. Quietly, you send the boys there. And the result is the cry that we started hearing. So I want to say a big thank you for that. You are a father indeed. Yes, they may look you as a baby face, but you are a real father. You scolded them with your right hand and you dragged them with love with your left hand. I want to say thank you so much. Now, the second thank you is about your visionary leadership. Your visionary leadership far straight back to 2023, when it was a shock to many people of somebody who hosted the chief of staff in South Korea And during the women leaders conference or so he hosted, all of a sudden, a no-nonsense, divinely appointed son of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Prime Minister Obatobi, Simon Ekpa, all of a sudden, unannounced, just ejected indiscipline out of the system. Now we know why was that step taken. We can now see. So I want to say thank you because of the visionary. What Biafra and over 70 million could not see, you saw it and quickly addressed that issue so that 70 million people will not be under any danger at your watching nose. Thank you so much for that. Now the question is this, please. What are we going to do with the deception, the craftiness of name for Biafra Military Council that is being circulated now so that to lure our people? And I begin to see the antecedent in Anambra, where some people went to the playing field and started, they became Ogbuefi, started killing Nama and said ESN Amambala, ESN Alambala, ESN Anambala, even mentioning up to 1 million times in order to win the heart of Biafrans. Please, what do you have to do? Because we have gone past this. All our eyes now are focused on the rising sun. What do we do about this deceptive name being crafted as a military, Biafra Military Council, to stop our youth not to come into this slaughter table? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Those who are not in this, who are not deep into this liberation, will not blame you if you are worried. Okay, but some of us that see things many people don't see, we are not worried. The point is that Biafra is a spirit, and once the spirit leave you, that is the end. There is nothing. If you like, kill Goliath and hang it on your head, on your neck. Biafra don't care. So what you see happening now is not actually a deception to our people, but it is always whenever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a court case is coming, you will see them shooting cow, shouting ESN, ESN, just to call the impression that ESN is still there killing cows.
Wow.
That is what is happening. Not it is not to get the Biafra can never follow them again. It's not for Biafra people. That thing you see happening is not for Biafra people. And we have a reason why the Eastern Security Network has been disbanded. It was after we decided that ESN is no longer existing. That was when they came out to tell you, hey, you see, we told you people that he's don't have any, they are not the one in charge of ESN. When we gave reason why ESN, nobody should mention ESN again. That was when they came out to start shouting and gathering boys and snapping picture and video. To the, ESN, ESN, just to, show that, yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu formed ESN and gave them gun to be chasing Fulanis in the forest. That's all. Ask yourself, is there anything they are doing now that the Biafra Liberation Army cannot do better? Who have protected Biafra land from 2021 to date? Who has made it possible?
PLA.
Who has made it possible that not only the terrorists in the forest, but those in the uniform, who have engaged them? Us. Are we hiding from it? No. Are we not making it public that we are defending ourselves whenever they come to kill, to burn our villages?
Absolutely.
Okay. So ask yourself, why is it that each time they want to talk about those that are decimating those terrorists in uniform, they call them Eastern Security Network? And these people now came out to say, oh, ESN is still there, just to validate the ones in the uniform. So that's something that I want everybody. So it is not, they are not doing it for you to follow them. They are doing it because Onyendu left them already. Onyendu have discovered they are the real witch. And he left them, sucked their eye, called it Jeffo. Today, nobody is communicating them on what is going on. They don't know nothing. And that should tell you what will happen when Onyendu come out. So they are not communicating with Aloy Ejimako. They are not communicating with Master Opera. They are not communicating with Nanam Nemeke Jofo. They are not communicating with any of the lawyers. And any day they communicate with them, when you will fire that lawyer. So they know this, and you people don't know it. That's what you see happening now. Otherwise,
once you know it, sir. In fact, over 70 million Biafra, we are happy, we are satisfied. Whatever you do, it is for the best interest because it's divinely given to you, and no power can query that, not even a man.
Yes.
That is why you see many people will come, they don't even have question for you because you have already done massively beyond any question anybody can ask. Because we follow you, we are also connected spiritually because we needed it.
Don't
We need it.
let
We
the
need it.
PM move out of his line of thought, please. Let him.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm sorry, Nam. I'm sorry.
So whenever the court is coming close like this, they will begin to show you videos of shooting cow in the forest. Pa, 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 pa. ESN. And of course, like they shout ESN, their voice is even more louder than the sound of the gun.
The gun.
So my people, I'm not bothered about that. Our people cannot be deceived.
Exactly.
So it is not targeted at the people of Biafra, but targeted to be used by those who ask them to do it. There.
Okay. Sorry, sir. I'm sorry. It's not part of me. Raf, please don't be annoyed. I know you are the coordinator. Please don't be annoyed. Now, the recent threat given since you took over the charge, since the government took over the charge of the legal team, there was drastic change, positive change. In fact, Biafrans have been so happy.
All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update and information as it is hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first. We'll collect them. Well, let's go down to the news proper as it is hot. You don't shall as it is hot. For the past event, May 30th, Biafra Heroes Day, where the Biafrans commemorated with their heroes, they lost heroes, and it was a day to show respect and also to remember that such a thing took place in the Biafra land, which was not a bad idea. Of course, in every other developed country, many at times, the heroes are being remembered, and sometimes that is why you find some institutions that are named with person's name. In Nigeria, you see Odumegwu Ojukwu University, you see Nnamdi Azikiwe University, you see all those universities, Monitala Muhammad Airport, Stadium, and the rest of them that are named after some people. Some of these things are to commemorate with those people to prove that these people lived as heroes. They did a lot of things which benefited the nation and the people, and that is why you see people naming things after those people that they believe that they are heroes. And the Igbo themselves have believed that their brothers and sisters, their parents, their grandfathers who lost their life during the 1967 to 1970 Civil War are supposed to be shown some respect, at least just one day out of 365 years, if it is a leap year, 366 years in a year, to take out one day, May 30th of every year, to celebrate, to commemorate, to remember their fallen heroes. And it baffles me why politicians have decided to look down on some of these things. They make it look as if it never happened. They make it look as if that something like that never took place in this nation. And it baffles me when you politicians hear such a thing. It baffles me why they don't remember that some people who lost their life in these things are related to them one way or the other. And you see politicians fighting these things because they are not fighting for the interest of the people. They are not fighting for the interest of the nation. They're not even fighting for the interests of the masses. What they are fighting for is their pocket. As long as that particular thing you want to do affects that their pocket, you see them saying no to it. You see the strike that is currently going on. The NLC has declared indefinite strike that the government should comply with them on the issue of the minimum wage. And upon that, they have called on a strike. Let's go down, let's go down to that particular information, because if you are not working, if you are not a civil servant, we know that we are Biafrans. But still yet, most of us still operate in Nigeria. The civil servants and the rest of them, they still receive their salary and everything from that same country. That is to say that whatever that is happening in that country, you need to pay attention to until the emergence of the new nation called Biafra. As at now, you are still earning in Nigeria. You are still earning Naira. So whatever that is happening there too, it concerns you until the new nation emerges. Minimum wage, NLC, TUC, to suspend strike after grounding economy. 24 hours workers cripple Nigeria's economy. Leader of the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have reached a deal with the federal government to suspend the ongoing indefinite strike. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, disclosed this on Monday night while unveiling the resolution of the emergency meeting with organized labor. The 4-point resolution was signed by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, Minister of State Labor and Employment, Ndiruka Onyejocha, NLC President Joe Ajero, and TUC President Festus Osifo. According to the resolution, the federal government said it is committed to paying a minimum wage that is higher than 60,000. The resolution stated that the tripartite committee is to meet every day for the next week to arrive at an agreeable national minimum wage. Importantly, they added that organized labor will meet immediately consider the federal government's commitment. Labor, in deference to the high esteem of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Commitment in the 5 above undertakes to convene a meeting of its organs immediately to consider this commitment, and no worker would be victimized as a result of the industrial action. Part of the resolution reads: a senior executive of organized labor who preferred anonymity told Daily Post that workers would suspend the indefinite strike and return to negotiation with the government. For certain, organized labor will suspend its indefinite strike on Tuesday to continue negotiation with the tripartite committee. This is in line with the commitment extracted from government after the meeting with SGF, he said. Meanwhile, an earlier meeting between the organized labor leadership of the National Assembly ended in a deadlock. Consequently, workers commenced an indefinite strike on Monday, 3rd June, over the failure of the government to implement minimum wage and reversal of the electricity tariff hike. Nigeria's economy was at a standstill Monday as organized Nigerian workers shut aviation, power, bank, ports, energy, road transport, and telecommunication sectors, protecting the federal government's failure to implement minimum wage and reversal of electricity tariff hike. Airlines cancelled flights, leaving passengers stranded at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, and other airports. In the early hours of Monday, the Transmission Company of Nigeria announced that workers shut down the national grid, leading to the nationwide darkness. Many manufacturers have been operating on diesel, which is 1,415.06 per litre, while small business owners run on petrol, 701.24 per litre. To make the matters worse, the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and National Gas Workers, NUPEN, are not exempted from the ongoing strike, making the twin product of fuel and diesel scarce. Also, some banks and financial institutions partly closed operation. Daily Post observed that banks around the Federal Secretariat in Abuja were shut down. This was the case in Kano, Ondo, Lagos, Bayelsa, Oyo, Ebonyi, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Benue, and other states. Activities at public offices were grounded in compliance with the strike action. Daily Post observed that striking workers shut down to public offices. The National Assembly complex was shut down by striking workers. Same with the Federal Secretariat and other offices in Abuja. The same was experienced across all ports in Nigeria. The development has placed Nigeria's economy already battling with high inflation, unemployment, foreign exchange fluctuation, and an energy crisis on the edge. There was tension when organized labor alleged that they were surrounded by the army at the meeting with the AGF. However, the Nigerian army clarified that organized labor claims was false and misleading. The Nigerian army said its operative at the SGF office accompanied the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. Organized labor had earlier proposed 494,000 as minimum wage, while the federal government is offering 60,000. The organized labor had on different occasions staged a walkout from the tripartite committee on national minimum wage over the government's refusal to shift ground. Meanwhile, the latest commitment by the Nigerian government has indicated that it is willing to pay a minimum higher than 60,000. Labor. Dr. Alex Muba, president of the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association of Nigeria, in the interview with Daily Post on Monday said both government and the labor must be empirical and realistic about the new minimum wage. It's most unfortunate the consequences to those who must wait on the gladiators. This is merely the beginning, as Labour has presented an unrealistic offer and the government unwilling to move beyond its proposal. Both parties need to be more empirical, and the number proposed by each side does not address the issues and needs of the citizens. First, suspend the strike and determine what the economy can bear in wages. Conduct studies on the required cost of living adjustment as well as the numbers to keep the economy on track and competitive. My people, I don't see as that matter they happen. This one is coming from Labor Direct, and that is the issue we are facing in the nation. That's the issue we are facing in the nation as it be. Meanwhile, get as it be where it never be before. For the matter we be say a consigned Niger. Some people have believed that the country called Nigeria is their father's industry, and some politicians believe that it's their mining company. You see a lot of things happening, lots of things taking place in the nation. But meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the question. And if this is your first time of joining us, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you for listening. God bless you. In the appeal filed through his lead counsel, Aloy Ejimako, Kano kicked against trial by an Abuja High Court presided by Justice Binta Nyako. A few weeks ago, Ejimako had declared that the court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain charges against him. The Nigerian government is prosecuting the IPOB leader on terrorism-related charges. In the application filed by Ejimako at the Court of Appeal, Ejimako argued the appellant, Mazen Kano, filed this appeal against the ruling of the Federal High Court Abuja Division Koran BFM Nyako J, delivered on 19th March 2024. The said ruling of the trial court is contained at page 42 to 43 of the record of appeal, and the notice of appeal is at pages 44 to 49. Of the said record, the record of appeal was transmitted to its Honorable Court on the 16th day of May 2024. There are 3 grounds in the notice of appeal, and the issue argued herein have been distilled from the said 3 grounds. The Lord's appellant has been in pretrial detention since June 2021 at the headquarters of the State Security Service SSS in Abuja, and he is currently on trial on a 7-count charge, some of which are capital offences punishable by death. On the 19th February 2024, the appellant filed a notice of preliminary objection to the jurisdiction of the trial court, pursuant to Section 36(6) bracket B and C of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and under the inherent jurisdiction of the trial court, the said notice of preliminary objection was supported by an affidavit, 3 exhibits, and a written address, and it was brought on the following grounds. See page 324 of the Record of Appeal. The respondent act of forcible seizure and photocopying of confidential legal documents brought to the appellant at respondent detention facility by his lawyers said documents pertaining to facilitating the preparation of applicant's defense amount to denial of appellant's constitutional right to be given adequate facilities for the preparation of his defense and to be defended by legal practitioners of his own choice, and is thus a grave violation of appellant's constitutional right to fair hearing as guaranteed under Section 36 bracket 6(b) and C of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. The respondent act of refusing or preventing the appellant counsel from taking note of detailed counsel professional and confidential consultation with the appellant at respondent detention facility said discussing consultation relating to facilitating preparation of an appellant defense amount to denial of appellant's right to be given adequate facilities for the preparation of his defense and by legal practitioners of his own choice, and is thus an egregious violation of appellant's constitutional right to fair hearing as guaranteed under Section 36. People don't see as they happen for that matter. In summary, for the layman, waiting to try talk there, we say that particular judgment, the way they are taking the matter, the Judge Nnamdi Kanu is not according to that particular constitution. Remember that Kanu made it open that he cannot be tried in the Nigerian court, that is stipulated in the constitution, and Nigeria is a bona fide signature of that particular constitution. Something happened in Anambra on May 30th on that Biafra Day. Information reached us that some students disguised as water fetchers, they carried their bucket in order to be able to take their WAEC West African Examination Council. Let's go down to the full detail of the information. As it be students who are candidates in the ongoing senior school certificate examination of the West African Examination Council WAEC in Oka and its environs on Thursday, disguised as water fetchers to beat a sit-at-home order of the indigenous people of Biafra. The news also gathered that the palpable fear in the state followed the declaration of Biafra Day by the IPOB with a sit-at-home order coinciding with the day students sitting for May, June WAEC examination are taking mathematics subject 1 and 2. Though Anambra State Police Command have waived the threat of mayhem for the 4 hours of the order by IPOB, residents of Oka were still in fear as shops and major markets, including Ekoka, were under lock and key. Also, most students, especially candidates sitting for the examination at Igwebike Grammar School, Oka, and St. John's School, Amenyoka, were seen as early as 7:45 a.m. wearing plain clothes, disguising themselves to enter their schools for the examination. Some of them were seen carrying empty gallons, pretending to be going to fetch water, only to make swift entry into the school. Some girls were also seen carrying buckets on their head, like they were going to fetch water, and they entered into their schools where they changed into their school uniform. Meanwhile, the gates of Igobike Grammar School were locked with only one little entrance open for students to come in. This one is the update on what happened in Anambra State on the 30th of May when the Biafrans were observing the sit-at-home and commemoration for the fallen heroes of Biafra. Meanwhile, if we were in a place or in a country, in a nation, in a state, or in a obodo where things are working out well, I don't think that this commemoration should be something that will bring crisis issue between the government and the people, because the history is there. Even though that after the 1967 to 1970 civil war between the Biafra and the NIG, there was a cancellation and the study of history in Nigeria schools. It was removed from the school curriculum, and even as at that, a lot of people already knew the history. They know what really happened. They know how everything took place. There are also people, bona fide witnesses, who are still there, who have not died. So there are evidence that such thing took place, even though that the government has refused the history to be passed down to generation. But there are eyewitnesses, people like Chino Achebe, Chimamanda, who was not born before that time, also have given some um, notes and also write up by his book called her book called Half of a Yellow Sun, and that of Nani Chino Achebe late, who was a good writer who also came up with There Was a Country. You find out that all those stories are picked and recorded in uh, that particular thing. As it be for premium time, Nigeria says anxiety as security agencies battle IPOB over sit at home in southeastern part of Nigeria. Nke eburulaga asị na eme ngwa ngwa emeghara ọdachi ka e were efife chube ewu ojii maka na abalị na-abịa. Meanwhile, now here I go to wind down the curtain, and if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first to collect. And thank you for listening. God bless you.